What if everything you thought you knew about hair care was actually holding your clients back from the growth and the health they deserve? Let's uncover the products, techniques, and habits that are transforming textured hair care and the mistakes most stylists don't even realize they're making, period. I am Tembegile Dube, a natural hair specialist, scientist, and educator. I am the published author of What is Good Hair and the founder of Till, Trust and Love, a company on a mission to teach self-love through hair care. In this short video, I'm going to give you a crash course into understanding the basics of healthy hair care, from hydration to moisturization to breakage prevention, as well as Ayurvedic practices that are beneficial for not only the hair growth, but the body. This is knowledge you'll gain even more of an understanding with in my workshops and in my course. So let's get started. Number one, let's talk about hydration and moisturization. These are two key factors in hair care of all hair types. Today, we're going to speak specifically about curly hair, so that's starting from 3A all the way to 4C. This hair, first, before we get started, let's understand the basic science of hair, right? So hair is curly because of a chemical bond. The bond is called disulfide bond, and here you'll see an image of that, which you can also find here in my handy dandy book, which you'll get as part of the course. These disulfide bonds are very weak bonds. They're very easily breakable, but disulfide bonds are what contribute to curls and kinks. So the curlier the hair is, right? So the closer it is to 4C, the more disulfide bonds it has, right? And the less disulfide bonds it has, the straighter the hair is. Disulfide bonds are weak, meaning that they're easy to break. So it is very, very, very important to be gentle with curly hair. This is just a tip. Before we even get into hydration, we need to understand the science of the hair, right? So curly hair is made of these very weak bonds that are very fragile and easy to break. So that is just something to keep in mind while you're working with these curly hair clients, or you're taking care of your own curly hair. It's very, very, very important to be gentle. Now, going back to hydration, right? When we speak about hydration, the number one thing we're talking about is water. Water, water, water. Your hair is like a plant, right? This is a living, breathing plant that grows in the direction of the sun, right? So it is very important to take time to nourish it in the same way you would a plant. So this also goes back to gentleness. Like when you're cleaning the leaves of a plant, you're not yanking them around, right? You're being gentle. One thing you're also doing is making sure that that soil is hydrated. You water the soil, and for some plants, you even water the leaves. These would be your leaves. This is the soil, okay? So you want to make sure the hair is hydrated with water. Water is the number one thing you can use to hydrate the hair, right? And you can also use water-based products when we're talking about hydration. Hydration should be the first step when you're taking care of curly hair. You hydrate it and then you moisturize. And the difference is moisturization is locking that hydration, locking that water in to the hair follicle and the strand so that it stays in there, right? Because when we put water into the hair, the follicle opens. So even when you shampoo, you're opening the follicles and then you're allowing water to go inside the hair. And you want to give it time so that the water can penetrate into the strand and into the scalp. And you seal that water in so that the hair stays moisturized for longer with an oil, right? And this is when you start using oil-based products, or some oils that I recommend in this book. Healthy oils are avocado oil, sesame oil. Sesame oil is amazing because it's great for penetrating almost any hair texture or type. Sesame oil, amazing. Mwah, right? Avocado oil, olive oil, sesame oil, jojoba oil. These are all very healthy oils that help you seal in the moisture, right? So you start with water, make sure that you apply a good amount of water, and depending on the porosity of the hair or the hair's propensity to absorb water, that depends on how often you should water it and how much you should water it, right? So I talk about hair texture, hair type, and porosity in this book. So you can check it out to find out exactly how much water you should be adding and how often per porosity type in the book, okay? So this is also covered more thoroughly in the course, but like I said, crash course. So hope you have your notes. We're getting into business, right? So yes, you start with water always, right? Water also adds to the elasticity of hair. It helps it stay more malleable and less likely to break, right? We already talked about these disulfide bonds, which are weak. Adding water helps the movement of the hair so that little movements are not breaking it, right? Because when it becomes dry, it becomes brittle and very fragile. So then it can just snap, break. There you go, lost hair. And rewinding a little bit, right? Let's talk about hair growth, because hair is always growing. Hair is always growing. For some who might come and say, oh, my hair hasn't grown in like months, right? If this is something that your clients are saying to you, you get to teach them that in fact their hair is growing. If it looks like they can't see any growth in their hair, that's because the rate of breakage is equal to or greater than the rate of growth, right? So the hair is breaking just as fast, if not faster, than it is growing, right? So then that brings us to the issue of breakage. How can we manage breakage, right? We talked about water. Water is number one. Water is the number one thing you can do to help anybody's hair, especially your curly hair clients, anybody. Please, 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 if you do one thing, if you learn one thing from this video, if there's only one thing you write on your notepad, water that hair, period, okay? So now that the hair is watered, we have a light oil, right? A lightweight oil that's not too heavy. You should also use oil depending on the hair type. Heavier hair like 4C hair might be able to handle heavier oils. Like olive oil is a kind of heavy oil, right? So it might be able to handle that oil better, even though I would probably use avocado oil, has more nutrients, versus someone with like 3A hair. I would use like a grapeseed oil, a jojoba oil, something that's very lightweight and doesn't weigh the hair down, right? Things to think about. So going into breakage, we talked about two things that will prevent breakage already. Do you remember what they are? Okay, so yes, one of them is be gentle. Be very, 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 very gentle. That is the number one thing you can do when you're applying style as well as taking it down. One thing that I have affirmations in this book as well, right? These are great for yourself to read, for your clients to read, for your family to read. Very, very important. And one of my favorites is, doing my hair does not have to be painful. Doing my hair does not have to be painful. This is something that gets to be understood in the Black community and in the curly hair community in general. We have normalized accepting a certain degree of pain in order to achieve beauty. And I'm here to challenge that and let you know that doing hair does not have to be painful. Getting braids or any style implanted into the hair does not have to be painful. Our heads are tender for a reason. And if it's causing pain, that's letting you know something is wrong, right? So the more painful and pulling that is happening, that you're experiencing in the hair, is also a correlation to breakage, right? Putting a lot of tension on the hair leads to breakage, especially if the style per se is going to be long braids, right? Already these things are long. Once they get wet, they're even heavier. Now it is pulling on the hair and causing even more friction and possible breakage in the hairline and throughout the hair. So you want to be gentle even when applying a style, Clients should not be saying, ow, 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 right? Very bad sign, very, very bad sign. And during the takedown, be gentle when you're taking out knots. Use your fingers and gently detangle, and then comb by holding on to the end and then comb. Move up and then comb. Move up and then comb. Understood? Being gentle. Okay? Be gentle. Underwater, be gentle. And then another thing, yes, we talked about water helps prevent breakage on a maximum degree, maximum level. And another way to prevent breakage is by adding protein enriching treatments. So now let's get into like the meat and potatoes of this. I practice Ayurvedic practices for hair care, and that is using, I also call it of the earth practices, because these are using whole ingredients in the hair in order to help the hair grow and thrive. For example, cloves that you can put in cloves are magic. Cloves are magic. Clove has the same active ingredient as minoxidil, the prescription hair growth treatment. The active ingredient is called eugenol, and this is key to spawning new hair growth, stimulating the scalp, and leading to massive hair growth, right? This same ingredient, eugenol, that is found in minoxidil, the prescription hair growth treatment, is also found in clove. Yes, clove, the spice that you can get in the grocery store. That can be used to make water. You can also use clove to infuse into oil. Amazing, right? Simple things like this that will literally change the game. And these practices are non-toxic, right? So a lot of times when we are looking for results, we go to something that we find on a shelf that has been produced by some faraway land that's filled with a lot of chemicals that have to preserve it so that it stays in the usable condition for all of the months it takes to reach our doorstep, right? So that can cause a lot of health issues on its own, and a lot of these products carry so many toxins, right? And we can go through a list of toxins, which we'll talk about right after we get done talking about some of these other Ayurvedic practices that I personally suggest, right? Another thing is henna. Henna is filled with nutrients. Amazing, so powerful. It's also great for coloring the hair without toxins, right? A light way to dye the hair if you would like to use it for that, but it's also very great for enriching your hair with protein. So using henna and mix it with an egg, some oil, apply it to the hair, an amazing protein treatment, right? These treatments help prevent breakage, right? Because we know that the bonds are weak. Now we're adding another protective layer by doing these Ayurvedic, healthy, non-toxic treatments to the hair that strengthens the hair shaft and allows for you to see the growth, right? You're using these cloves that are helping the hair grow, and then you're using these protein treatments to help prevent breakage so that you actually get length retention, right? Amazing. Another protein treatment I'll share with you from my book is, this is one of my favorites, use egg, mayo, avocado oil, and banana. And you can add an actual avocado for even more protein. And in the book, I tell you why you would use each one, right? So egg contains vitamin A and E, biotin and folate, which lead to thick and healthy hair, right? Mayonnaise is filled with proteins, vitamins, and fatty acids that lead to softer, smoother, and shinier hair, right? And if you want to know about the rest, tap into the book. So these are treatments that I would use every 2 weeks to at least once a month to help fortify the hair strength so that we are actually seeing the results of these healthy practices we're instilling in the hair. Okay, so these are examples of healthy treatments you can do that are non-toxic and healthy for the hair. But let's talk about what you should avoid in products, right? You want to get something quick off the shelf to apply into your client's hair, your hair. What are you going to do? Right? It's important to look at the ingredients of everything you ingest. You ingest through your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your nose, your body, right? we are ingesting things all the time. It's very important to be cognizant of what we're allowing into our body, because it transforms into a lot of different things, right? And right now in the beauty industry, health is not really a focus, because sadly, a lot of this country is not focused on preventative medicine, but instead just aftercare, providing a band-aid for an issue that just happened instead of preventing a sickness from happening overall. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get into the top list of things you should avoid in your hair care. Number one is sulfates. And I'm going to say also, in addition to sulfates, alcohol, because they have a similar effect. They dry the hair and they strip it of natural oils. For example, a lot of products on the hair care market right now, in all of your favorite brands, yes, all of these brands around me here, they are filled with some of these things. Alcohol is usually number one in these products, and it's very interesting that they would put alcohol because it is a drying agent, which means when alcohol is applied, it immediately strips all moisture from wherever it's applied, be it a surface on a counter or your hair. So it immediately takes every ounce of water out. And so this is something to be cognizant of for people who braid hair, right? Especially in like this time of like Instagram braiding and things, where a lot of people are very prone to immediately adding a lot of these products, a lot of these gels onto hair. One of the number one ingredients in gel, alcohol. And you apply it into the head of your client and braid their hair, and then this client then leaves and proceeds to avoid water. I don't want to get my hair messed up. I don't want to get my hair messed up. So they avoid water for the next two weeks to a month. And what is that doing, right? Immediately when the alcohol is applied, dries the hair, then goes on to spend 2 weeks without adding more water. At the end of the style, they end up seeing so much breakage. Why? Because that was what the setup was. The alcohol dried it, left their already fragile hair in an even more fragile condition, and then it wasn't taken care of during the style. So that's also something to note about protective styles. Is it actually protecting the hair, or is it just putting it away? There's a difference, and that's also discussed in the book and in the course, okay? Another one to avoid is parabens. These are hormone disruptors. Hormone disruptors affect the body's chemistry. It can affect reproduction, different things like that. Watch out for those. Formaldehyde, which is popular in dyes and coloring agents. This is a carcinogen, so it has been shown to possibly lead to different cancers forming in the body. Phthalates. Phthalates, very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Phthalates are linked to developmental and reproductive issues. And most products, you won't just see the word phthalates in there. Companies are pretty smart and know that you can use Google and find these things out. So when you see the term fragrance, it's usually a mask. And the number one ingredient in fragrance is phthalates, right? So when you see fragrance, just associate it to phthalates. And phthalates, like I said, lead to developmental and reproductive concerns. So it's a big thing you want to avoid. And if you want your products to be scented, look for products that actually use healthy scent enhancers, like essential oils, like an orange essential oil or rosemary or lavender. There's a lot of ways to add beautiful scent to products without using that toxic fragrance, okay? And the last one is silicone, which causes buildup and blocks the follicles. So blessedly, there are companies that are now focusing on not only providing the result that you desire in your hair care, but also at the same time taking care of your health and preventing you from having to deal with possible health issues in the future from a temporary style in this moment. So if you are a salon owner, just think about the benefit that this is going to have in the lives of all of the people you touch, because in the beauty industry, as a beautician, people come to you and me for a style enhancement. They come to us to feel more love in themselves. And to know that the stylist not only loves them enough to give them a beautiful style, but loves them enough to care deeply about what we are putting into their bodies. Just to recap what we've learned, you have just learned the fundamentals of hydration, organic treatments / Ayurvedic treatments, how to avoid toxins in just this short crash course. So imagine what a full workshop or a course in this would look like and what kind of value that will bring to your salon and the people that you serve every day. By attending the 2.5-hour workshop or the course, the benefits you'll receive is increase customer trust, right? Your clients will trust you more because they know that you're not only providing a style, but you're caring for their health. Increase revenue, because by learning how to properly care for curly hair people, you're tapping into a $14 billion industry. Curly hair clients spend 9 times more on hair services and products than straight hair clients alone. So you're adding value to your services and your business, as well as providing an immense amount of value for whoever crosses your doorstep. And this will also elevate your salon reputation as being someone who is trusted and valuable to all members with any type of hair, where we can trust you to care for us just the same way you're able to provide that beauty and that care for someone with straight hair. So make sure you click on the link in this email to have a one-on-one conversation with me and find out how I might be able to best serve you and your clients, and what a partnership with me, Tembegile Dube, might look like. So I pray that this blesses you and you found some kind of value in this. Make sure you let me know what you thought and how I might be able to best serve you. So thank you for watching. I pray that this touches you and all of the beautiful heads that you touch. Keep doing what you do, and always remember, trust in love till hearts heal. Peace.